I'm Linus Härle and I'm from Germany.
When did you start to play the piano and why?
I started to play the piano at age 6 or 7, and I started because we had a piano at home, and because I went to a choir, and many people played the piano or played any instrument, so I think piano was just the instrument that, because we had it at home, was the best possible option.
And was there a specific event after you decided to become a pianist?
I remembered when my teacher back then, Mr. Nils Skorupinski, showed me Beethoven's first sonata, this Opus 2 number 1, yeah, this one, and I really loved this piece, and that's actually when I got started to be more interested in classical music. No, actually not more interested, but to really start to practice pieces, and yes. And then I discovered many other pieces, and I just continued to love them, and yeah.
So you say that the first piano sonata from Beethoven was kind of a key piece in your career.
Yes, I know. I guess I just like it very much, and it somehow impressed me, this piece, really a lot when I was, I don't know, 12 or 13. And yes, so yes, maybe it was.
That's a nice story. If you had to take one score to a lonely island with a piano.
One score?
One score or one book, maybe choose whatever you want.
Like one book or one score? Because then I take, I don't know, Beethoven sonatas, because there are books that have all the 32 sonatas, but there are books that only have one third of the sonatas, so I take, of course, the bigger book.
Okay, and if you could play only one composer for the rest of your life, who would it be?
Look, the first composer I thought about was Chopin, because he's my favorite composer, and then Schumann, and then Brahms. But if it was only one composer, I'm probably Beethoven.
Why?
No, because he has so many great sonatas, symphonies, string quartets, piano trios, violin sonatas. He has everything. But of course, I really hope that I don't have to go to this island. Yeah. So I can also play the other composers.
Yeah, you probably never will have to choose on one. Is there a piece that you never want to play again?
I played when I was very young. I played this. What was it? This sonata from Beethoven, number 8, Pathétique. No, of course it's a great piece, but I remember that I really struggled with the tremolos and the left hand, and so I don't have the best memory on connection to this piece. But of course it's a genius piece. But I don't think I will, in the next years at least, go back to this piece. So, but maybe in the very future.
So you got kind of traumatized by the tremolos in the left hand.
No, I don't. I just didn't really feel comfortable with this piece back then, and probably today I would manage it much better. But I don't really see now. I don't really have the motivation now to go back to this piece.
I understand.
But maybe I think in the future, in 10 years, I will just play it again, because it's a Beethoven sonata. So, look,
of course. Do you ever thought about quitting the piano?
Look, no, I don't think so. I didn't really think about quitting the piano. There are some moments when you doubt whether becoming pianist is the correct choice, because there are professions that are just safer for the future and for money and for all these things. But then I imagine that I don't know, that my life would not be with practicing and discovering the pieces, and I think this would be pretty horrible. So to really think about changing the profession, actually no.
And what profession would you choose if it wouldn't be piano?
I don't know. No, I would probably do something very boring, like studying economics or something like this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have a second passion that is that I would follow. But there are so many interesting things actually, also on science, and there are many interesting things. So I would really have to consider this again and think what would be the most interesting. But I don't really spend a lot of thoughts about this.
Okay, for now you luckily don't have to. Is there a specific ritual that what you have before you perform?
No. I wish I had a ritual that would help me, because I get very nervous before I perform. But I don't have, unfortunately. But maybe I will find something. So yes.
What do you love to do the most besides playing the piano?
I like to play video games and Fortnite, and I like to, like, if there's the possibility, especially in the summer, to go. In Berlin, you have like the Schlachtensee and the Wannsee, like to go swimming, and I like to spend time outside, actually, in the nature. I don't do it very often, but I really enjoy it when I do it. Yes, actually.
That's nice. Is there something funny that happened to you during your career as a musician?
No.
No. Okay. Is there a piece that you always wanted to play but didn't until now?
There are many pieces that I want to play, but a lot of I think there are pieces that are really, really difficult, and I think I will definitely play them in the next years. But for some of the pieces, I don't really feel ready. For example, Brahms concertos, number 1 or number 2. They're like my absolute favorite pieces. So yes, I hope in the future I will play them, but maybe not now, because I don't really feel ready for these big, really huge pieces.
Which moments bring you the most joy in the life of a pianist?
Oh, practicing.
Just practicing?
Yes.
Okay.
No, when you play a piece and then you discover, I don't know, this one harmony. That is like not only the harmonies, but of course, like in the context of the piece. And sometimes you just start crying because it's so beautiful. And yes, that's actually why I do this. Not because of performing on this stuff, but just because this music is amazing.
The best moment is when you just spend time with yourself and the piano.
Yes, when you're at home and you can practice and then you discover some places that you have never thought about before in this one piece. For example, in the Brahms concerto, when it comes to this, da, 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 I cannot sing, okay, but
I know what you mean.
I remember when I bought the score and I tried to play it a bit, and it just then you really feel it in your heart, and then you just start crying. And it's just this is like the reason why you play piano, and not then okay, I could never become I don't know, a physicist or a doctor or what, and then you just you stay with this.
Yeah, it's an amazing piece, Brahms 1, right? What you mean? Yeah. Why did you join the festival? Well, you are also a co-creator of the festival.
My teacher, Yossi Reshev, he's organizing this festival, and I helped him also a bit. But I think it's a great opportunity. I mean, you get to play in Berlin Philharmonie. You have master classes, lessons. You have musical talks. I just like the concept of the festival, and I'm living in Berlin, so it's very comfortable also for me to participate. And yes, there are not many reasons why I shouldn't participate. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Linus.
Mr. Linus.